Hi breakfast lovers, I am going to show you how to make what we call our special Christmas breakfast. Now, this is kind of like French toast, kind of like a breakfast casserole, but it's my own little thing that I came up with. What we're starting with here is cinnamon bread. Now you can use the square loaves. This loaf happens to be circular, but just get a nice cinnamony bread and put it in your, I guess this is a 8 by 11 casserole dish. In this pan we've got 6 eggs, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a healthy splash of half and half to make it kind of creamy. And I've beaten it really good with my little mini whipper. I'm going to give it one final little beat. And I'm just going to kind of pour it over all of this. And this is going to soak into this bread overnight. This is what's going to make this really totally yummy. Is this egg mixture is going to soak into the bread overnight and make it just absolutely delectable. Now, the thing that takes this breakfast over the top is the crumb topping. So I'm going to show you real quick how to make crumb topping. In this pan I have half a cup of flour. I use whole wheat organic pastry flour.
Hence the healthy part.
Hence the healthy part. I'm also adding about a half a cup of light brown sugar.
Light's healthier than the dark.
Eh,
Sort of. Real butter. How much real butter?
Half a stick of real butter.
Do you like salted or unsalted?
Softened.
Salted or unsalted?
Well, this is salted butter.
Fred likes salted.
And salted is nice to use in your sweet desserts because it just gives it that little edge, that little
That's right.
twist of
You
flavor.
gotta have the salt to knock down the sugar.
That's right. But now if you're watching your salt intake, I highly recommend getting unsalted butter. The final absolutely
Do
wonderful.
not use margarine. Margarine is one molecule away from being plastic. Deal with the fat. It's natural animal fat.
That's
In
right.
fact, take a walk after you eat all this almost healthy treat.
Okay, now you want to take your pastry knife and you're just going to kind of blend all of this.
I'm not real hip on the name pastry knife. I think it's more of a pastry masher.
Pastry knife, pastry blender, pastry masher,
Alright.
whatever you prefer. Get all your butter kind of worked in there. If you don't have a pastry knife, blender, masher,
I use a fork.
you can use a fork, you can use 2 knives and kind of cut the butter into it. Whatever works for you.
You could do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around.
You could do that too.
Is that really what it's about?
Sometimes you wonder if the hokey pokey isn't what it's all about.
Okay, well this is the holiday, so we're being a little wacky here.
It is. This is
My version of it.
yeah.
Hope your version is close to the same.
Insanity? Yeah. That's a great version of holiday.
Insanity? I'm not insane.
No, that's right. Just a little crazy.
Just
Okay.
having fun.
So, yeah, as you can see, we've got a nice, our butter is cut nicely into our sugar and flour, and that's going to make our crumb topping. Now to take
And
this,
if you intend on eating at our house, you're probably going to have all your food touched by the chef. But
hey, Paula Deen gets away with it, so hey.
well, yeah. In that Saturday Night Live piece of Paula Deen wasn't very nice. She's probably a nice person.
She's a very nice person. All right,
Whatever. That's what you get for being a celebrity. You get hammered.
you do. So,
Now we got some chopped nuts.
walnuts specifically.
Yeah. Now healthy. Here we go. These are just raw walnuts, right?
Well, we actually toasted them at one point.
Well, we toast them in our own oven,
Right.
but they're not processed
No, they're raw.
crapola
Exactly.
walnuts.
Okay. So that was a half a cup, but we like a lot of nuts, so I'm going to throw in just whatever's left there.
Well, what the heck? We're feeling nutty.
That's right.
Oh, now you whip out the wooden spoon. Pastry knife's not good enough for this, huh?
No, because you don't want to pastry knife your nuts.
You don't want to assault the nuts with a pastry knife. That sounded horrible.
Right.
But whatever.
Okay. Then you just take your topping and sprinkle it on top here. Make sure you get
Whoa.
most of it on top of the...
Cameraman was looking at the burner. Sometimes I forget to look through the little screen. I'd never make it in the movies. Quiet on the set, huh? Now it's almost too quiet. It's so quiet you can hear the cat eating kibble.
Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Wow, that is sweet.
Okay, now we're going to let this, sweet to say the least, let it set overnight. It's 8:30 the night before. We're going to eat it for Sunday breakfast. Let it set overnight in your fridge. Kind of wrap it with some plastic wrap. All that egg's going to get absorbed into the bread, and then we're going to bake it in an oven at 350 degrees for probably half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. But we will be back in the morning to show you that.
Now,
next step.
here's another tip. If you want to go a little healthier, this is going to be a little healthier because we're baking it and not throwing it in some smoking hot grease like you would with regular French toast.
Well, that
It's a
is
little
true.
bit. It's not a whole lot, but it's something. You know, you avoid
It's-
that deep fried grease. You bake instead.
It's something. That's right. All right. So
Aight.
that's it for now. We'll be back in the morning.
All right, ho ho ho.